Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. That is right, guys. Chapter 40-21. We have our Furry Hippo Gaming swag on, as we always do for this. 78,000 diamonds, so we have a ton of summons that we can do here. Some Stargazer. I am hoping to get some luck with Ezizh. We have the Awakened Ezizh. We pulled him last time. We actually got him right here to Mythic Plus. We need 2 single copies. Now, every single day I am getting 1 card out of the monthly packs. So we actually picked up the monthly pack within the merchant store to get actually 1 card out of here every single day. And we do buy our 2nd card out of the store every single day. So we get 2 cards a day, which is pretty good. You're talking 60 cards a month, which should equate to essentially, hopefully, 1 copy of Ezizh. But we definitely want to build him out. Again, we need 2 copies to get him up to Ascended. Then he'll actually be able to move over to the Stargazer. A lot of players asked exactly when that happens. So when you do have Awakened Heroes, so whether it's Talene or whether it's Ezizh, once you get them to Ascended, then you will actually have the option to summon them out of the Noble Tavern within the Stargazer. You'll actually have the Awakened Heroes, the Legendary Heroes, appear in here. And then you can go ahead and pull the copies out of here to continue building out those heroes. So again, guys, we have 78,000 diamonds. Hopefully we have a good summoning session. Dark is here, Jason, Devon is here, Carol is here as well. Hoping to make a little bit of progression into chapter 40. Now, one thing I do want to say is make sure, guys, that you are saving or utilizing the copy of Alero. Make sure you go through, you do the Arena of Trials, guys. This is super important. Not only going in here to get all of the stones out of here, but also making sure that you run these guild trials, because the guild trials do give you diamonds, guys. I believe in total you get 500 diamonds out of doing the trials of Alero. So again, make sure you're doing these. A lot of players have been missing these, which I don't understand the logic behind. Not only do you get resources, is you do get a elite hero, which could be Celestials and Hypogeans. And the other big thing with Alero, guys, if you have not seen, so Alero, of course, is making it into comps within the Cursed Realm. I'm actually at 6% on the Grotesque Mage, which I absolutely love within the Cursed Realm. But looking here, guys, Alero is making it into formations. Right there he is. Again, he's making it into a lot of formations, which just another hero to build. The only one that I haven't seen in very many, or that have been kind of replaced, is Fane. It doesn't seem like Fane is making it kind of mainstream into anything. So I did utilize my trial version. That is the reason why I scored so high in there. Right there, they gave me the plus 30 signature item. Tier 4 gear came on the test version. Plus 60 engraving, 9 of 9. So a very solid build there. Haven't found many other places for him to work, but he does work exceptionally. In the counter for Athalia, just what RPG Master said. The Athalia counter, also a lot of players are dropping that as a pull for Nara. So Nara, I believe, will actually pull the dummy, but you can drop the dummy down and Athalia will kill the dummy, resulting in a stun, which is very strong. Is it worth it to put more stars in the Awakened Heroes once you unlock their engraving? Maria, absolutely. The big thing with the engraving the heroes is if you do not go ahead and add a star onto, let's say, Ezizh, for instance, you're going to be missing this entire skill factor, which is what really makes the hero shine. If you only get them to Ascended with the furniture, even now, guys, look at him. I am missing level 2, level 3 right here, and I am missing level 2 and level 3 right here. These heroes are specifically designed for the engraving. I don't know anyone that is building them out that doesn't engrave them when they have the option, just because, again, you're missing an entire skill set. If you do not build the hero up to that 1 star, if you do not engrave them, you're missing a majority of the skills that the hero possesses, which is the exact same thing with Talene, as you'll actually be missing skill 2 and skill 3 if you do not build them out, which is the reason, in my opinion, if you're spending the time and effort and the money to build out these heroes, I would go ahead and engrave them just because they are super expensive to build. So once you're putting so much into them, I would build them up a little bit higher just because, again, they are really expensive to build, and to maximize the talents that they possess, you do have to get them with the engraving. So ultimately, I would build them. All right, guys, so let's get into the summons today. we have, and I've been farming. I've been farming like crazy. You can even see here 92 Stargazer cards. We did not buy any of these Stargazer cards. We have actually been farming these out of all of the towers. Same with these time emblems. We have been farming these out of the tower. As we know, going through the Celestials and the Hypogean towers, we can actually pick them right here. Celestial Sanctum floor 360, we do get a couple of them. And then the Infernal Fortress 380, we do get other cards, which is the way that I actually picked up those 20. So I'm hoping here we have 10 Elite Hero Stones. I want to get some of the heroes that we can add some stars to versus getting more fodder. Celestial Hypogeans would be nice to get. And we get, not too bad, a copy of Scarlett, which I like. Pippa is, I believe, maxed out now, but we got Hodgkin in there as well. We have Morrow. A lot of players have said, what's the difference or what's really the key between Morrow and Scarlett? Scarlett, guys, does an amazing amount of damage. Scarlett is very glass cannon, but Scarlett is used for Guild Boss's Twisted Realm and the Abyssal Expedition. Morrow works wonders when it comes to the Lightbearer Tower because not only does he have the crowd control aspect, which is very strong, he does a considerable amount of damage, which I definitely love. Yeah, I would love, Devin, if we got a double legendary, that would be awesome. What account do you have Taylene Ascended on? The FHG account has Taylene Ascended. We have 1 star on there. We have the plus 60 engraving. We have the FHG account has Taylene 2.0 completely maxed out. What's going on, Levi? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it's a good Sunday here, guys. It is 64 degrees here in Michigan, which is kind of crazy, but it is pretty warm. So let's see. And look, guys, through this whole account, finally Belinda does hit those 5 stars. Looks like we've got another piece here for Rigby. All of these heroes are getting very close, guys, to being completely maxed out. Even Hodgkin. Hodgkin, guys, not really utilized much as a tank, but as a buffer within Graveborn, within a couple team dynamics, Hodgkin does incredibly well in that role. We're hoping to build up Mishka a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more furniture. So we'll get into the summons here. Companion points, we only have 1 pull. But again, guys, remember, we can get the Awakened heroes in here, which is awesome. What's going on, Sheen Evil? Thank you for joining us. Do you think the new Ezizh is worth getting to Ascended, and for what? So Tragic, we have seen Ezizh being used within the campaign. The campaign, it does work well because it is a guaranteed sleep. The other thing is we're seeing Ezizh used within the Twisted Realm, the Cursed Realm, in a couple different places. We've actually seen him used, and I like him in the campaign. Boom, we get a hero rate off the bat, which is Naru. Another place, of course, Ezizh is being utilized is really big within that Hypogean Tower. So once you get to, I believe it is floor 250, I think it's 250 or 350, you start running double towers. So you actually have to have enough Ascended Hypogean heroes or Celestial heroes to really make progression in there. But I love the crowd control that he offers. It's pretty cool. What level deficiency is still plausible? Cheap Kings, we've seen levels 200 plus still just because of the feasibility with the new heroes and how they are built out. There are a couple heroes that are still going, a couple players that are going level 200 plus is where I've seen it. And I know Sheen Evil, guys, Awakened Ezizh works well in the campaign. Absolutely. Sheen Evil is, I believe, on chapter 44, 43, 44. I know Sheen Evil is very endgame. Definitely when it comes to pushing Awakened Ezizh, guys, it's instant crowd control. It's not something you have to wait on. It is literally instant crowd control that I am loving. So here we get a double. Very nice. And it is Alero and Hodgkin, guys. We just added stars there. And we have Alero. I believe that is the unlock for him. But it doesn't count because we have the trial version. What's going on, Marcus? What do you think about having Awakened Taylene on Mythic and Awakened Ezizh on 1 star? The big thing with Awakened Taylene that I've noticed earlier is, again, if you do not build them out, guys, if you do not have them built up, they're missing half their talents. So Awakened Taylene, if you only have Awakened Taylene, let's say at Mythic, she is actually just going to sit there and probably most of the battle is just going to be dead. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Awakened Taylene will just stay dead on the floor because you're missing 50% of the stats. You're missing all of the furniture stats or all of the furniture stats. and the bonuses on there that they're getting from the skills and abilities. Same with not having the engraving on Taylene. You're missing 50% of the hero's ability. Ascended Twins, worth it. So the big thing with Ascended Twins, guys, is really dependent on when they start dying out. So that is kind of the general rule of thumb that I utilize with the twins, is if the twins are dying out. So when you use twins in, let's say, the Twisted Realm, when you use twins in the Cursed Realm, when you use twins, different places, if the twins are dying out before that full minute 30, you got to build up the twins, guys. You have to build them up past that mythic. You start adding furniture to them. You start adding more of a signature item to them. If the twins are dying out, that is the time you have to build them. If you're running a Twisted Realm battle and you're not doing enough damage to kill out the twins, there's no reason to really build them out, is honestly the point. But again, with the twins specifically, if they start dying out, that is really the time to build them. That is the time you are going to step up and you're going to have to build them a little bit. Just swap for Scarlett. What is her priorities? Scarlett, guys, you want to build out high. You want to build out Scarlett because, again, the Twisted Realm, we have her in tier 4 gear, plus 30 signature item, 9 of 9 furniture, and I actually put her back into the furniture selection so we can start making her, heroes can actually go 36 of 36 for furniture because of the amazing abilities that she has. I focused on building her a little bit higher because I am pushing the Twisted Realm, guys. I am absolutely pushing the Twisted Realm, and I want to do a lot more in there. What is my thoughts on the latest Graveborn? I think I've seen that, Sheen Evil. I do not like him. I can't find a place where he works. I've even gotten him a couple. We know Fane is the newest Graveborn. I've started building him up right here, but I haven't found a place that he really works well. And I'm not finding a place as of right now. A lot of people ran him kind of with the pushback team or with, a Kren team. But overall, guys, really when it comes to a new hero like Fane, like Alero, I look at two factors. And there's really two factors that I look at. One, are we just replacing another hero that we already have? So that is really the big factor where if I'm building a hero like Fane, do I have another hero that does something similar to him, such as Inoki? Inoki, has shielding, does a pushback. Am I building essentially the same type of hero? And then also, two, what is the cost? If I have to build Fane, to 309 and I have to engrave Fane to actually make him work, is it really worth? Is it really worth it? Again, because of the sheer cost of building heroes right now. In my opinion, with Fane, no. Alero, no. But when you look at some of the other ones like Treznar does amazing, guys. Scarlett, absolutely amazing. Mishka, a star, solid built heroes. Further, they're a lot stronger when you get that engraving, especially on a hero like Mishka. Scarlett, again, maximizing the damage in there. They do well, and they take kind of precedence over some of the newer heroes that we've seen, again, with Fane and Alero. Is Alero any good? No, not that I know. Again, I don't see him going into the meta teams. I don't see him in a bunch of different places. With Alero, time will tell, I guess, exactly where he fits in, or if he does fit in. This we're looking for Maulers, because I'm going to still build Alero. That way, if I do have to utilize him within that Cursed Realm, or I do have to, build him out in different places, I'll have some copies of him. So there is another copy of Granite, which I don't think Granite we have maxed out either. And then Lightbearers, we'll get another copy of Rose. All right, guys, so we got 2 pulls in here. That's all the cards that we've gotten. So in a week, I got 21 cards. So I like it. I mean, like I said, I'm getting 2 cards every single day. So it's been a couple cards I got out free, but the cards that I'm buying, we have 21. We need 2 copies of Ezizh, which I would love to see. Fane in the Mauler comp, again, a lot of players do run Inoki in there. It's kind of finding a place to get him there. Imagine if we had guild games when we're competing against guildies in minigames or guild wars. Yes, absolutely, Marcus. We have really talked about that an absolute ton. If Honestly, if Lilith could wrap their head around the guild aspect, I mean, there are entire games that are built on the guild aspect, yet here it seems like they're not doing anything with guilds or very minimal to guilds. They could make such a very cool addition to this that I feel a lot of players would love. They need to make guilds viable, and they need to make the reason and the logic between, you know, joining guilds and being in guilds viable. So here, guys, we're looking for 2 copies. Copy number 1, we get double cards. Look at that. We get a Mauler card and a Graveborn card. Unfortunately, no copies, but we need resources, guys, and we need resources very bad. So our second pull, and every week we should be able to do 2 pulls in here. So we got another Mauler card. We got some more tier stones, which is good. Still looking to maximize those tier 3 stones. I need 8 more tier 3 stones, and that will be it, guys. Even looking, let's see, we got a lot more food in here. Looking here, and if you guys don't know, they could definitely make some adjustments in here. We need 6 more tier 3 stones, guys, and all of my heroes will have tier 3, which in my opinion is super broke. It is awesome to see though, but it would be cool to see a little bit of changes in there. But the gear, getting free gear in there, I definitely agree with. I love it. Khazard's still worth building or dropping out of meta. So Khazard is still worth building. The big thing with Khazard, guys, is that plus 30 signature item. So even if you're putting them in the Mahira comp, it's going to extend the duration by 60%. Even when you look at Leonardo, when you look at different comps that he runs with, the duration that Khazard allows is crazy, guys. You only need a mythic, you only need the signature item, but he is a super, super strong hero. Now, I wanted to build out Scarlett. I actually have 3 stars on her already. We have 1 copy, so we need 3 copies of Scarlett. And with the diamonds we have, I'm actually going to swap this over to Scarlett. Big reason for this, guys, is of course the damage. We really need to maximize the damage in the Twisted Realm. To stay prevalent in the Cursed Realm, exact same thing. We want to stay in the top 10. I'm really looking to try to stay in the top 10 when it comes to the damage. And a lot of it, guys, is very reliant on the damage that Scarlett's putting out, guys. So there is 1. We need 2 more out of here. And I'm hoping it's not going to be 1, 2, 3 every time. But it looks like as of right now, guys, we're burning through a lot of diamonds. There is our next copy, so we need 1 single copy, and there it is. Boom. So that will take her to 5 stars. Big thing with her, of course, guys, because we have the 60 engraving, the plus 60 engraving allows us to actually boost up her critical strike, meaning that when she does her ultimate ability with 20 of those dark rage firebolts, she will be maximizing the damage on there. And again, we're building up the furniture a little bit higher as well. But here, this added star 4, star 5, or no, it's haste. I thought it was crit. It is haste. Guys, plus 6 more haste on there. Very strong. What's going on, Jesus? Thank you for joining us. Awaken Taylene using the comp. So I've actually been borrowing my Taylene. And you can see right here, we've actually been borrowing Taylene because I didn't build Taylene. We have these double copies right here, but I have not built Taylene myself. But I definitely need to build some more heroes out here. Zaphriel it is one that I really need to build. Here we are building out Mortis. We need 2 copies of Mortis in here, and we can actually throw some furniture on him, which I believe we already do have. And then Ezizh we're going to wait for. Hopefully we can get some more copies in there. So wish list will drop her out. And again, we're getting to most of these heroes being completely maxed out, which I love. Mortis in here, guys. We need 2. We need 2 single copies. What's going on, Viper? Cursed Realm everywhere at the moment. 1 minute, 40% margin. Next top 200. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Does gear resonance work in PvP? That's a good question. I really do not PvP very much, but that would be a good question if it does work in here, especially when you get to the 6 teams. I'm not sure if Sheen knows the answer to that one. Star heroes or build more heroes out depends where you're at. So there are only a very select few heroes that I would build out with stars. 1 being Scarlett, 2 being Grez. The rest of the heroes will work particularly well. The only other star heroes, or the heroes that I would add stars to, are heroes like Lucretia, because of her engraving. Ainz, of course, you want to build some out. Again, the stars you're gonna do later, the stars will come in time, but having the ascended heroes, and the big thing, of course, with having the ascended heroes, guys, is right here. This big torch is the hero packs that you can unlock in here are super important. When you're building out the heroes, you want to get those packs and you want to be able to summon. Even here, guys, we can summon 7 heroes out of here, which is pretty strong. Because we can summon so many heroes out of here, when a new hero is released, if we could pull 8 of these copies, we could actually take every hero upon release up to Ascended. With those 8 single copies and having food, we could ascend all the heroes that we get in here just by the luck of the draw. So that gives us our 7 for this week, which is very cool to see. And then we'll move on to Alero for the next few summons after we finish out Fane. Again, I'm building these heroes because I don't want to fall behind, especially if there is a cursed realm or if there is somewhere that they are being used. I will use them eventually. So 2 more copies of Mortis in here, and then we'll be able to build them out. I'm hoping it's not going to eat up all of our cards in here. So pull number 1, just some resources. I do need Essence. That's what we're waiting for right now. Pull number 2, a lot of arena cards. 3, so we're going through a lot, guys. Pull number 4, Immortus is going to be tough to pull. A Graveborn card. There we go, guys. Another Graveborn card and a copy of Mortis. So we need 1. Is Titus good? Yes, Titus is good, guys. Titus is not really used many places in the campaign, but Titus is one of the very few Mauler heroes that are utilized within the Mauler Tower. He has crowd control, which most Maulers do not. Unfortunately, it's pretty limited with the Maulers that we have. And there we go, guys. There is Mortis again, which will take him up to Ascended. Again, Mortis is dying out relatively quick. That is the reason why I do have to build him up a little bit stronger. And getting him to Ascended will allow me to put some furniture on there. Because again, he is a hero we're using in the campaign. We're running him with the Ainz comp. He is also a hero that we are using in the Twisted Realm or the Cursed Realm, depending on where he fits. So there he is, guys. So we'll be able to add him. And then short of that, I was thinking Zaphriel, building him out a little bit more. And even on here, guys, we have Mizoth, we have Zekis. Not really too many heroes to build out. We don't have any copies of Frampton. And I'm thinking about what heroes we can utilize, Celestials and Hypogeans, to really push the tower. I feel like Zaphriel makes sense. I really feel, and there we go, guys, got the legendary Taline there and a regular Taline. I feel like Zaphriel really makes sense because in the Hypogean Tower, you do have Lucretia, which does make the other team pretty easy. But in here, guys, we can go Zaphriel so we can continue to build it out. We can definitely build him out. So we have, what, a couple pulls left. I'm hoping we can get at least 2 or 3 copies. I would like to see. I got my last 30K yesterday from my last 5 Stargazer cards. Oh, absolutely, Marcus. Anytime, guys, you pull up these diamonds, it is awesome to see. I love it when I see it up here in the display that they pulled the 30,000 diamonds. It is very, very cool to see. So hopefully we can get a couple copies of Zaphriel, at least 1 or 2 out of the diamonds we got. There's a copy, guys, and another Graveborn card. Very nice. We still have 6 more copies. When it comes to Maulers, Thisu and Taili are very good characters for campaign and towers. Yeah, Thisku is another hero that I haven't built yet. We have him at, I believe, Mythic Plus. Taili we built out, and I love the immunity that she gets, especially with the engraving. But it seems like we've had a lot of heroes lately that need engraving. And there's another copy of Zaphriel, guys. Very nice. So I believe that will take him to Mythic. I believe we'll be able to get the signature item out there. One question: I was retired for almost 2 years. Any possible way as free to play to get Ainz? Yes, Shady, you can actually garrison Ainz. So if you go right here to the Friends tab, garrisoned, you can actually buy these dimensional stones. 100 dimensional stones you can swap for the heroes. So it's very easy to get. I never get the 30K. It doesn't happen very much. Honestly, it does not happen very much, guys. There's another Mauler card. They got Flora. Hopefully 4 more pulls. Maybe we'll get 1 more copy. We exceeded the mailbox collection. There's another Graveborn card. I would love to see the diamonds here, guys. Boom, double elite cards. And our final pull, is it going to be? It is another copy. Very nice, another copy there of Zaphriel. Want to build him out again. I know he's really good PvP. He's really solid in the Invade team, but also the Celestial Tower, guys. I am slacking when it comes to that Celestial Tower, which is the big reason why we need to build him out. Hopefully we can gain, and hopefully we got enough essence, which I believe we did, to gain 1 more level here. Every day, guys, we're getting more levels. We're buying out all of our essence. We're just continuing the AFK arena progression. After 6 garrisons, yes, after 6 garrisons, Shady, the hero is free, which is awesome to see. So 6 Graveborn cards, guys. 1, 2, food, food, food. Another copy of Fane, which is pretty good. We got Chimera and we got Theowen. Can we get a Laro here? It is Granite and Warwick, so not too bad. Then, of course, just a lot of rare food. I'm recycling the rare food. A lot of players ask how we recycle the food. So when you actually use the rickety cart, when you do the retire heroes, you can do your heroes right here. You do have to have 60, guys. It is 60 ascended heroes before you can start retiring. So it does take a considerable amount of time before you can start retiring heroes, but it does come eventually. I save 2 of every copy, guys. So I actually save 2. If you look at any faction, I save 2 of my legendary plus heroes. That way I always have food. Every single pull, every single time, just like Fane, I have food to use for these heroes. So there's legendary plus. I have my double food down here. There's mythic. There's the signature item. And there we go. There's mythic plus. And then I believe I got the 1 more copy. So we need 3 and he's ascended. Guys, pretty easy to get through. Very easy to get through the heroes when not only with the desired hero summons, but also just building them out, having the food available. Look at all the copies of Naru in here and Chimera. Just having and sitting on the food makes a really big difference, guys. So there is Zaphriel. He is at mythic. Guys, we're very close to getting him built, and we have 1 extra copy, which is going to almost take him to mythic plus. And then, of course, we didn't get any copies of Ezizh, but I have been running the tower for a considerable amount of time, just like we do with the rest of our heroes. Zaphriel is going to be built. Nice, you can just hold down the button now. Makes it a heck of a lot easier. And then, of course, the amplifying emblems. We can go through those. And then from all of the progression within those towers, we should be able to just use some chests, and we'll be really close. Actually, I want to stop because I know we have some chests here. And these chests, it actually sets it up a little bit different because I have to use these. These are ones I actually have to use. So there's 180 out of there. I don't want to burn through my 211 red chests. So it will actually utilize and use the emblems that we have, which I think that should be about right. There we go. Skill Thunderstorm targets an additional 1 enemy target, which is awesome. So that takes Zaphriel to a plus 30 signature item, guys. Again, utilizing those chests. And I like here, you can just go ahead and use the new ability, guys. Tier 2 gear for all of him. Very cool to see that we can just beef him up like this. And this is how I've actually been making a ton of progression on the towers, is just utilizing all of the gear within here. Throw any gear on, resonate, and there we go. It is tier 2 faction gear, which is awesome, guys. To make progression super easy. I just started doing the Celestial or the Hypogen Tower. That is the reason we're missing a bunch of stuff on there. But very cool to see. Guys, we got pretty lucky with the summons. We have a couple furniture summons. 26,000 in here. Still waiting. We have a couple more. Athalia is almost done. Helios we want to build out. Ezizh we're pulling furniture. Scarlett we're leaving in there. We have Mishka in here. We have a star in here. We have Brutus for that immunity shield. Very cool. And what is going on? We have Eldron the Gamer, a brand new subscriber. Thank you for subbing. 7 months. Let's go. Finally caught the stream. There are a lot of people who are supporters of the channel that we don't see very often. It seems like some people, hop on here and there. But big shout out to Eldron. Thank you for joining us again. 8 months. He has the little hippo right next to his name. A couple different hippos in there. All right, guys. Mythic furniture is what we need here. And there's a piece for Brutus. That gives him the 3 of 9. That extends Last Gasp. The ability will actually be extended by, I believe, 2 seconds when we're building them out. I saw the twins at SI 28, which there's another piece for Ezizh. Yeah, the twins, guys, again, you want to build out once you start seeing them die. There's another piece for Scarlett. I'm going to have to look which way to build Scarlett, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So a lot of players don't know or don't see like how to build out the heroes. A lot of them just don't know. Just things that players don't know. All right, so there is that 3 of 9, and we have 1 card on the table. We did not get anything for Athalia, so we have no one at 8, and again, Scarlett is in there. So let's look at our Lightbearer Tower, which I think is number 2. So within here, and again, a lot of players know this, some players might not know that. So here is Scarlett. You see this little tiny red exclamation point right here. Is we can actually modify this. You can look at specific furniture, and there is an option here to strengthen the furniture. So there is a very specific way to build out heroes. So since I just got a +1 or a duplicate piece of furniture right here, that she is not utilizing, you can see within the large room, it buffs up her health. So we do not want that, guys. Let's go to the medium room. We'll check out the furniture in here, strengthen the furniture. We'll grab the 1 piece right here. This is increasing her haste. That is absolutely what you guys want to do, is you want to go ahead and if you're building the heroes out plus past that 9 of 9 furniture, which is exactly what I'm going to do, it is going to allow me to get a +1 to her furniture. And after Scarlett hero uses the furniture, haste is increased by 1.9, so we can strengthen. There we go, guys. Now we have +1 furniture. What's going on? Stajeko and Keck. How do we rank in the AE? We're about 500, I think about 500. So within the AE, we don't have the regular guild. We only had the guild, I think, about half full. So we didn't make the top 100 yet. We still have a lot of players that are putting up some damage, but we didn't go that far or that deep into it. So even looking here, guys, at the furniture, there is my little +1. So that is allowing more haste on there. Now I can actually go back to this piece of furniture. You can strengthen again with another piece. It will give me a +2. I believe they go to +3. I believe all of the furnitures can go to a +3, meaning 9 furniture, 3 times that you can enchant every piece of furniture, which adding the haste on there is incredible because it allows you to cast faster, doing more damage. So of course, Elder Tree, guys, we're going to buff this up a little bit. I'm building out and continue to build out the sorcery. I max this out every opportunity I can because once you start getting to level, we're on 127, guys. Once you start getting to this level, you get an insane amount of stats out of this to go ahead and max out the damage that we're doing in here. What are your 2 teams in the towers? Almost to 2 teams. Joshua, for which tower? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought +3 was the max. But I definitely want to build her out. Again, the Twisted Realm, guys. I've never built a hero past that 9 of 9 furniture, but I know how well she does and how much damage she's doing in the Lightbearer Tower and in the campaign, a bunch of different places. She is just absolutely rocking it. Scarlett has haste on her furniture strengthen. Yes, absolutely, Eldron. She has haste. So not only from the engraving in here, to maximize the engraving. So she actually picks up a lot of haste in here, but her furniture also has haste as well, which is kind of cool. Can we see the avatar frame? Sure. So avatar frames, guys, I have, these are the frames. So playing through AFK Arena, we have season 2, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, season 6, I don't think we're going to get that avatar frame. But the reason I don't have the season 1 is it was actually on the FHG account. But these are all the frames we have. This one is actually one of my favorite. I don't like the new one because I can't see any of the heroes' faces, which I hate. So this one, you can actually see the hero. I like when they do the backdrop on the top versus cutting off half of the hero's face in some of these. I would rather be able to see the hero that is within here. And then avatar frames, of course, guys, we got a lot of our moving avatars in here, which is cool to see. Max Ascended with some light bearers, giving us 2,000 more diamonds. Then, of course, we have our merchant ship. Within here, we built up Fane quite a bit. So picking up free loot, which is definitely a big reason to build them. Then, of course, we got copies of Alero in there as well. I think we only got one. But overall, I think that will do it for our Oaken, guys. Then we can get into the campaign. So here in the workshop, we're going to save this one card. If I had another one for Athalia, we could max it out. But a lot of these heroes we're still building, including Ezizh. I believe that was piece number 2 or 3 for Ezizh. We got 2 for Ezizh, 1 for Frampton already. Frampton I want to build out, and we will build out. Just don't know how long it's going to take before we have the opportunity to build them out, because it's been quite a bit. And there is Athalia, just like that, guys. There is a copy for Athalia, so we'll actually pop this one as well. So Athalia is right there. Let me make sure that we put this one on her. We also do have to add Mortis in here. So I'm going to actually max out Athalia with this one. She has at 8 of 9. And Athalia's furniture, another reason why maxing her out is, of course, the 9 of 9 on her is very solid. But again, the damage when it comes to the Celestial Tower, we need to maximize her damage in there because of the Celestial Tower. I want the mentor frame, but I'm not comfortable being someone's mentor. Oh, yeah, the mentors, guys, it doesn't take that much, but it takes a lot of mentors. I'm not saying it's easy, guys. And if someone is actually willing to do something, which most are not, if they're actually willing to talk, like I said, most players that I see, or most mentors that I see, most mentees, I guess, don't ever say a word. Most of the chats that I have with the mentees are just 100% empty. They don't say anything ever. But since I'm mentoring myself right now, it makes it easy. But the problem is when you get to the quest, guys, when you get to here, Arcane Labyrinth, way too many times. Guild Hunts, way too many times. I'm actually going to drop out myself here, get another mentor. So hopefully I can mentor somebody, because getting the rest of these, and also I'm so close to the frame, takes forever. It's very early, very easy early game, but as you progress further, it is very difficult. There's a very good team. Frampton, Tresnar, Mishka, Merlin, and Scarlett. Love that combination, guys. All of those heroes are very strong. Honestly, they are very strong, and I'm super excited that we did get Athalia built out. We needed one card. We got one card. It's the luck of the stream, guys. Anytime that we stream, we do seem to get very lucky with the pulls. We're going to put Mortis in here, try to build him out a little bit, and also increase his survivability. So pretty much everything else, guys. Battle of Blood, make sure you're doing this. Warrior's Glory. Now in here, guys, a lot of players going for the red chests. A lot of players going for the engraving mats. Me personally, I am getting the engraving mats. I have an incredible amount of red chests. I continue to build red chests. Out of the heroes, there's no one that I really need. I already have all of these heroes ascended or more. But the engraving mats, guys, are very hard to come by. So if I can pick up a couple hundred engraving mats out of here, absolutely. If you're not at the point of having the meta heroes at plus 30 signature items, I would go red chest all day. But the Battle of Blood, guys, is really easy to do. Do your dailies, do the challenges, just get them done. I know it takes a little bit of time. Same with the Temporal Rift. Push the Temporal Rift, guys. There's an incredible amount of loot in here. Same with Lyrical Exploration. Doing everything that AFK Arena has to offer, which is awesome. How do you get 8 summons in the big torch? Mine says 6 of 6. So Mickey, the way that you do it is, of course, VIP level. After Hero Choice Pack is unlocked, chances to draw +1. That is where the extra summons come from, are from your VIP level. Even the next VIP level, I believe you do get another one. But that is where the extra chances come from, is VIP level, Mickey. I know your account is quite a bit built. I believe you're in chapter 40 as well, I think. And it's funny when I see some of the pictures of people I chat with on here. Yep. So that is the reason, is maxing out the biggest stars, or maxing out all of those ascended heroes, but also getting the VIP level. VIP level is the big one. We got to rank 33 on AE. Hopefully top 20 next. Very nice. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Getting in the top 100 in AE, guys. You get a pretty cool frame. All right, so we're going to go through. I set some teams up here for the campaign progression, which this, as you can see, I kind of numbered them going through here. We're going to turn on the auto battle. These usually do take a little bit to work. So again, we're going to get a little bit of RNG in here, unless it's Lucretia, and Lucretia just kills everything super fast when you get to a stage. That's the reason why we always say, guys, build Lucretia first. Lucretia is super broken when it comes to how much damage that they go out there. My Scarlett furniture pulls were solid. Wow, 5 in a row. Yeah, that's incredible. And look at this combination, guys. I need to build out Mishka more, I know. But this is a Flora stage, and this is one where everybody hates Flora, guys. But look, Flora stays on the ground if you have Ezizh. Ezizh, you want to know where Ezizh works in the campaign. It is stages like this, guys. Watch Flora back here. Boom, Flora's frozen on the ground right there, which I don't even think she entered the battlefield. But again, this just takes time, guys, to work. I feel like if I had Mishka built out a little more, it would be probably a lot easier. But again, we set these on teams. I didn't want to do the Thor and Cheese to just sit here, but this gives me an amazing opportunity to talk to you guys, to actually have conversations, answer chat, things of that nature. I love the auto battle feature. And the big thing with auto battle, guys, is when it comes to the towers. It's crazy when it comes to the towers because it's super easy, which I love going through with that auto battle feature. I know you mentioned this, but can you repeat it? Awakened Disease worth it? Yes, guys. And this is one of the biggest reasons. Flora stages, guys. If I had Kren doing more damage, we could probably kill Flora out before she even flies around. Most players that I know, almost every player I know, is utilizing Ezizh within the campaign for the Flora stages, for a couple stages to instant CC, which is awesome. What's going on, Amir? Yep, doing great today. I don't think Javid is going to join us. I was talking to Javid last night. Javid was actually, it is New Year's over there. I think he said it was 1 hour after his New Year's. So he is actually celebrating right now for New Year's. I told him, I said, get some rest. It's a party over there. It's a party right now. My Awakened Disease can't freeze Flora. You need to have Zolrath. So guys, the trick to freezing, we have seen it before. We've seen it with Yukio. We've seen it with a lot of different heroes, guys. It is Zolrath. Zolrath's 3 of 9 furniture delays heroes from entering the battle, meaning that the heroes are coming into the battle later, which means that, boom, you can freeze Flora before she flies, which is awesome. What's going on, Don? When should I start saving for Lucretia? I'm stuck on chapter 10 with 0 luck with my pulls. I want to start saving right now, but I have a feeling if I do that. So Bernardo, the big thing with saving for Lucretia is there's really 2 priority heroes that you want to focus on when it comes to kind of building them out, the methodology or the way that you build them out. Number 1 is when you start doing your Stargazer, you want to have roughly 3 ascended heroes of each faction. So the big thing the big thing with is if you do not have enough of your regular faction heroes, you're not going to be able to push the towers, which means within the faction towers, you're not going to be able to push the faction towers to get Stargazer cards. So where if you made it a lot easier, you could actually do a lot better. Pushing the Stargazer cards or getting the cards from the faction towers through the Stargazing versus Stargazing really early and then mixing or missing out on a lot of the things that you need, honestly. You'll be missing out on a lot of the heroes that you need because you're building heroes too early. So Lucretia is a hero, guys. You unlock the Stargazer, I believe at what, 18? I think it's around 18. If you're not super heavy pay to win, Lucretia will come in time, guys. Get the twins, get Mortis, then build Lucretia, just like we normally recommend. Take Lucretia all the way to Ascended, which will be awesome, guys. What's going on, Ben? Thank you for joining us. Finally made the stream. Do you think the next update will have tier 5 stones? Honestly, tier 3 to tier 4 was what, guys? I know you guys, I would probably say 6 to 8 months. If they're coming out with tier 5 stones, I would probably say the same. I think it would probably be quite a while until you do see a higher tier stone, like a tier 5 stone. I think it will be an incredible amount of time before we see those stones. And there we go, guys. We got the RNG to work just like that. Again, it takes a couple minutes. Look at that. 2.27 billion damage. And there's Ezizh, guys. If we had Ezizh built up a little bit easier or higher, it would probably be a little bit easier. And Mishka, same with furniture. I feel like if I had Mishka's furniture, that would be another one that would make it incredibly easy in there. Unfortunately, neither of those we do not have. And what's going on, Kecklord? When you unlock tier 3 gear in the residence, does the gear count as a normal tier 3 gear or is it weaker? Kek, so it actually puts all of it to tier 3. So it is going to be the tier 3. The big thing with the resonance gear is it will be tier 3 with no enhancement. I understand. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if Sheen Evil has gotten to that point. I need 6 more, guys. I need 6 tier 3 stones. And I will actually be able to max that out. Did we finish that stage? Oh, we did. Multi-stage battles. Again, guys, I kind of set this. I set this up a little bit. So formation 4. That way we do have a chance to go through here. And again, with the gear that we got, super easy to go through set formations because of the changes to the gear. I absolutely love it. I know we wanted the remove all gear button, but this is probably the next best thing is being able to go ahead and build all of those out. Best relic for Scarlett. A lot of players are using the book just because she does get an incredible amount of energy pretty quick. But it also depends where you're using her, Ben. So if you're using her within the Twisted Realm, she is run with critical strike damage. She's run with the eye. If you're utilizing her in different places, like the campaign, Wing Warden does really good. So does the other one that'll maximize her damage. It just makes a difference on what you're using her for. What's going on? 100 million golden spoon. What team do you recommend for chapter 31? It depends who you have. So it is kind of it's kind of a loaded question. You know, when I get a question like, what team should I use? My biggest recommendation is taking the information or honestly looking on like Discord, hopping into my Discord channel, dropping a couple screenshots in there because it's hard to know which heroes you're using or which heroes you have. That's really the biggest thing, is without knowing exactly what heroes you have, it's difficult to know which heroes you should be using because I don't know which ones you have. Do I have space on the friends list? Right now it is full. YouTuber clips, it is full. If you're AFK for 2 days, so if there's no long on in 2 days, I do edit my friends list all the time. Most of you guys know this. If I do, I open a spot. As soon as the spot is open, I will put it on there. But like I said, it comes up pretty quick, which I don't think Rowan can kill Vert by himself. What level does Khazard need the signature item? It is 30. Guys, Khazard's SI 30 is the key to Khazard. It is the level that extends the duration of the stun effects. Even if he dies in battle, the duration extension will still stay there. But Khazard, absolutely, guys, that plus 30 signature item is what he needs. He absolutely needs that. I have tier 3 unlocked. It's equal to tier 2 faction without the enhancement. I want to ask to get Lucretia to 5 stars to get the crit bonus from Engraving. I went 3. So Apollo, I went 3 stars on Lucretia just because of the sheer cost. I believe it is 6 crit. I'm not sure if the 6 crit is going to be an absolute game changer. In my opinion, no. I don't think it's going to be that big of a game changer. But Lucretia, as you can see right there in the bottom, 3 stars is what I did. So adding 6 crit instead of pulling 4 more copies, which I feel like it is quite a few. I just went with the lower amount of crit. And look at that, guys. Boom. Leonardo put the 45% damage boost on the team. Then we had Ein's ult destroying everybody, guys. Killing out everybody super fast. All Negrez with Pippa in here. Again, the crowd control aspect, I love it. Yeah, like I said, Lucretia, guys, I would take it. I wouldn't take Lucretia that far. Which Oden in here, guys, if you can have Oden cast unedited, Oden just crushes comps, guys. If nobody interrupts Oden and you just allow him to free cast, they will destroy it. Absolutely. And I know this one, guys, Thorin cheese, but it works. What are the requirements for Thorin? Thorin, the only thing you need is the signature item unlocked, which is that retaliation ability. As you do get further in the campaign, you're +1 signature item going to +30, which allows him to actually utilize the retaliation twice, which essentially just comes in time. Is Khazard's furniture worth it? If you're far down the campaign, it can be Peter just from the damage he puts out. But no, Khazard doesn't need the furniture. A lot of players even just run Khazard at Mythic with the signature item. That's really all they need. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's late over there, Ben. I know the other side of the world, even over in Australia where Vulcan's at, I think there's a 16-hour difference. When we were chatting, it was like a 16-hour difference over there in Australia, which is kind of crazy to think about that they're on a different day than we are. And I got my regular Starbucks coffee here. Brew it myself because it's just absolutely insane to buy. It's so expensive. What's your secret for being so positive when you get single guaranteed like 10 times in a row? Honestly, it is what it is. I've kind of made the choice to be happy, and I really think that's what it is for a lot of players. If you choose to be happy, hey, the changes in AFK Arena are going to come. The changes in life are going to come. In my opinion, it's all the way that you deal with it that makes a big difference. I look at things that I can change, that, you know, I will change or I will alter, whatever it is. Things that you can't change, it's the method that you deal with it. If I do 10 pulls and I don't get anyone, okay, it was a bad day for summons. Tomorrow will be better. And that's honestly the way that I look at it. I took Lucretia to 5 stars because I had worked on Alna's furniture before sending her. Yeah, Lucretia, guys, just like Ainz, just like Lucretia, with the 5 stars, with the engraving, knowing the heroes are super strong meta heroes, if you take them to 3 stars, if you take them to 5 stars, it doesn't make a difference because the hero is going to be used. You know, Lucretia is used in a lot of different comps, used in a lot of different places. The Abyssal Expedition, I mean, you're not going to go wrong building out Lucretia to 5 stars because of the extra 6 crit. But not only that is, you got to remember, you get 2.5% is roughly the conversion of how much additional stats they get. So both. It's really going to be both. When it comes to building out the heroes like that, it's very... it's beneficial to build them, especially when you start getting into higher level deficiencies, because it is going to make a difference. So where should I take Mortis? I'm at Mythic now. Mortis, I go by Ben. I go by the exact same kind of concept that I do with the twins, where if you have Mortis dying out early, if you have the twins dying out early, you have to build out Mortis more. You get to a point where you build out a signature item. Then as you're pushing progression into the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm, you'll build out Mortis a little bit more. You'll start building out, the furniture at a point. You'll build out signature item at a point. Again, if Mortis is dying out super fast and Mortis cannot have the ability or does not buff all of your heroes, Mortis has to be stronger. You're going to have to, at that point, build up Mortis higher, just like the twins, because they're dying out. Is this my main income, or do I have another job? I have another job, guys. This is just for fun. Honestly, this is very fun. I've played video games, most of you know, especially if you watch my streams, my entire life. I actually got a Nintendo when I was about 4. Still have the Nintendo down in the basement, which is kind of crazy to think. But yes, I still have my original NES where you blow in the cartridges before you put them in. But yeah, I've always enjoyed playing games. Always love learning kind of the dynamic of the game, the build of the game, which is the reason why I started YouTube. Was chatting to a lot of different people on Discord. A lot of people recommended you should really build a channel because I love covering the content. I'm knowledgeable about the content. I love covering the content. I love the game. Again, I've played games my entire life, even going back to Ultima Online, to Dark Age of Camelot, to World of Warcraft, to, there has been so many different games that I've played through so many years. And it's fun. It is a lot of fun. How do you know what team to use in different battles and multi-battle stages? Missy Lee, the easiest place, honestly, if you really want the most knowledge, AFK Arena Helper has every single stage in there. So you can look at what different players have used. It also gives you, kind of a snapshot of what teams have won. AFK Helper is a really big database of utility that you can utilize. You pop in what stage you're on, and you can go from there and see, hey, what stages have worked, what heroes have worked. And that's probably the easiest way, that honestly, one of the easiest ways is on there. What's going on, Hyatt? I have Mortis at Mythic, plus 20 signature item. He works in the Twisted Realm and Items. Yeah, exactly, Tragic. But what you'll find is as you're pushing more damage in the Twisted Realm, as you're pushing more damage in the Cursed Realm, Mortis will start dying out quicker. And that's the point you do want to build him up a little bit higher, is when he does start dying out. Honestly, there's a point. Now, in this one, guys, a lot of players also left this empty. In, again, the logic of, I guess, just a hero dying. They actually put in, let's see if I have a copy. I think it was a Wilder. They put in a copy of a level 1 hero. And again, I don't know, I guess for the formation or for some of the builds. See, we got the linking, but it links the front right in there, which is interesting. But I can look at a couple different formations. Yeah, I went back. So we actually tried a couple different formations. So this is actually the one that players were running. Again, with this dynamic. One thing you want to make sure, guys, is you don't have a bunch of heroes that are either taking up the energy. Because remember, like when Kelthar dies, and you also want to make sure that you don't have a bunch of heroes that are kind of spreading out this formation. The Thorin stages are kind of a pain in the butt, which again, looking in here, most of them do run the Thorin stage. I know Al Negrez, some players have run in here. So we're going to have to look over at AFK Arena Helper and look at some of these stages, but this is the formation that players were running. And guys, look at that. We have another brand new member, Mystical Samurai. Thank you for joining us. put a Laro in. Oh, Ben wants me to drop a Laro in there. But look at that, another Hippo supporter. Thank you for the love and support, guys. Like I said, guys, I do this for fun. It's not about the money. It's about the games. That's what it's always been. Even looking at, other games in the future, Alluvium, Guild of Guardians, Splinterlands, a couple other games I play. It's about the games, guys. It is fun. What hero needs a rework? So interesting, because we know we have Awakened Talene. We also know we have Awakened Ezizh, which means theoretically it is going to be one of the regular heroes that I'm assuming it is going to be one of the 4 primary factions that are going to be utilized next when it comes to the next Awakened heroes. So honestly, looking at the different factions, there are a few heroes that I would like to see awakened, or I think would be interesting. Even when it comes to like our Graveborn heroes, I can see heroes, some heroes being utilized, like let's say Chimera, having an awakened Chimera in there would be absolutely crazy. Kaz or Almas would be 2 heroes. I think that would be absolutely crazy to have. In the Maulers, we just got more Mauler support, but looking at like a K-Sauce hero, again, having some other heroes in there to kind of change it up. Put Ezizh in the back, Endura's Call on Thorin. What's my favorite character in each faction? That's a pretty tough call. There, we got Ezizh on there, and we got the Call on Thorin. See if we can get him to actually cheese. So most of you guys ponder the world. Number 1, of course, the light bearer is Rowan. I love Rowan in there. Maulers, I like Kren, but I think my favorite is Brutus. Guys, Brutus is such a powerful hero. The immunity tank in the Wilder faction. I've always liked Iran. Iran is very strong. I like how he's built out. I like the utility in the 5-pole. Graveborn, honestly, probably Chimera. I think even earlier, guys, Chimera was the big hero. Even when I started AFK Arena, guys, Chimera was it. Chimera was the absolute monster. Everything was around Chimera. All the builds included Chimera. Chimera was super strong, guys. Chimera was the go-to pretty much for everybody. What's going on, Brandon? Have you tried Skarath, Thorin, Lorzen? I have. I've went kind of back and forth. Yeah, Awakened Almas. That would be absolutely hilarious to see an Awakened Almas. The giant tree that never dies, which again would be pretty interesting to see. Collab with Vulcan, whatever. We've actually done a collab before with Vulcan. It's been a while. I know he's been pretty busy with everything. The kids, the house, the life. Just get busy, honestly, doing things. But yeah, anytime I'm up for a collab. And it's funny because, like I said, my late nights here, when I usually do most of my recording, are their early mornings. So, which is pretty cool. Kren with a full investment is so... Yes, absolutely, guys. Kren, especially if you have the plus 60 engraving on Kren, will absolutely destroy the tower, guys. It is kind of crazy how strong Kren is. Because remember, if you have that plus 60 engraving on Kren, he actually gets a 50% damage reduction on all targets except the one that he's targeting. So 4 out of the 5 heroes are going to have a massive damage reduction on him, which is awesome. Yeah, I know. The Thorin cheese, guys, as much as I hate it, no one can really discount that it works. When you look at like AFK Helper, 90% of the factions in there are Thorin. It is almost Thorin across the board with everyone. And some of them do the 5-pole with Thorin, which I think we did the 5-pole earlier in here. But some of them do like the Iran, like a combination with the 5-pole. But I think we have Skarath. So this is another way that a lot of players have actually done this 5-pole. So, using, of course, the most important heroes. They are the ones that have the 5-pull and make the 5-pull. And then dropping Lorzen in here. And I did take the gear off these heroes. And then Leica. So what this is going to do is pull literally everyone to Thorin, which is kind of the epitome of the cheese. There we go, guys. So you can guarantee that everyone is going to be stacked on Thorin because of the cheese. So even here, and again, looking at what they're building here, the artifacts make a big difference, which I'll show you. And again, the lineup. So looking at a comp that worked, they actually used the blade, which of course is going to give him a really, really big boost when it comes to the amount of damage. And here, again, removing the gear because we do want the heroes to die relatively quickly. And here, utilizing the call on there, which is good. Utilizing Lorzen with nothing but the call. And then using Leica in here, which of course is going to give us energy and haste, fully geared. So that is exactly the team comp. So double calls. Remember, with the 5-star call is when the hero dies, they are actually going to share everything else between there with the other heroes. Thorin, of course, with the Dur's Blade, is going to not only increase the attack accuracy, so it's not going to be dodged, increasing the attack, and then it is going to go up 1.5 every 3 seconds and increase the accuracy in there, which means that he is not going to be dodged by some of these heroes. And again, this is teams that have worked in here before. Yep. And this is the Flora. Until what chapter can Chimera carry? Yes, that Niles, that's about it, about 23. It really depends on that point, on the level. Honestly, depending what level you're on, will make a really big difference to how far Chimera can carry. Chimera can actually carry much further than that, but again, it is based on the level. It is really, really dependent on the level. Yeah, Flora, guys, everybody hates Flora. Using Flora, of course, Flora sucks to fight, but everybody hates Flora, guys. Try old Ezizh instead of Like if it doesn't work. Yeah, we can swap it up. And again in here, because remember, Leica is going to provide a pretty big armor debuff. That is one of the reasons why so many players use Leica, is Leica does provide a pretty decent armor debuff in here. And of course, Iran has the crowd control. Iran's strong, guys. Even there, once he's shielded, boom, got the crowd control there, doing a lot of damage, but just got to get the RNG to work. Yeah, Graveborns can eliminate Flora. Ainz with the ult can kind of do the same. Thorin, it is just RNG, guys. It is really just the RNG factor in here that makes this team work. If they're not doing enough damage, if they're not taking enough damage, it is just the RNG. What's going on, Law? Thank you for joining us for the stream. Doing awesome, guys. I love it. I did all of my shopping this morning. We went to Nino's. We got lunch meat. We got bread. I went to Sam's Club. We got everything we need here. Awakened Flora. Yeah, I would die if they made Awakened Flora. I don't know. That would probably be the RNG that a lot of players would quit, is running with Awakened Flora. Just because so many players kill Flora or hate Flora with such a passion. And guys, one of the big mistakes I made here was Thorin, we actually did some engraving on. So he's not taking as much damage as he should. A lot of players have said, build another Thorin, which I've really considered. I've honestly considered building another Thorin and just going through and building him out, minus the engraving, minus everything else. So you actually have 2 versions of Thorin to run, which with the copies we get, I could have another Ascended Thorin, which again, that would be kind of funny, because then if they did a swap scroll, we couldn't use it because of the engraving. But if they ever reset engraving, guys, Thorin is going to be the first one that I'm going to reset my engraving for. Absolutely. I heard they're only doing one Awakened Hero per faction. So Andrew, honestly, it's with the Awakened Heroes, they said they're going to be out every roughly 2 to 3 months. So if they do 4 Awakened Heroes right there, you're talking that's probably the next year right there of Awakened Heroes, which is kind of crazy to think. But again, that is another amount of heroes. Imagine fighting an Awakened Hero in the campaign. We'll probably start seeing that. Yeah, I'm sure the Awakened Heroes. We've started seeing Ezizh in a couple places. But I'm sure the Awakened Heroes, I mean, eventually that's what it's going to come to, is the Awakened Heroes. Sooner or later, they are going to be in there. I hate it how whenever you're fighting an enemy heroes, they're so OP. Yeah. 100M, exactly what you just said. It is kind of crazy that there are so many of the Awakened Heroes that are that are incredibly strong, or the Awakened Heroes in the campaign would be interesting. I'm just thinking of Talene, because again, the amount of damage they put out, guys, it would be really funny to see some of the Awakened Heroes, because essentially you'd have to combat Ezizh would be the big one. Ezizh because of that sleep ability. My Chimera has engraving level 1, 5 stars. Yeah, I hope they change that. What's going on, Reggie? Thank you for joining us for the stream. We're trying to finish out this cheese, guys. Made the same mistake with Grez. I made him too strong for the Talene comp. Yeah, Ben, that was the original reason why I built the original Talene. My original Talene has, I believe, plus 60 engraving. Because of the difference with Grez, I actually had to do the same. I had to add Talene. I had to add stars onto Talene. I also had to take Talene past a plus 30 signature item because of the engraving aspect of Grez. So when I built out Grez started dying out very fast. Didn't have any option to actually to keep Talene alive or to keep Grez alive. Grez always died before Talene was doing damage. That was the big reason. How far would Lucretia clear from chapter 20 if I got her mythic? Super far. We actually had a couple players that built, if you look at, again, AFK Arena or AFK Arena Helper, AFK Helper, the Lucretia, they had a mythic Lucretia and they were pushing almost chapter 30, again, just with, the macro function, I'm assuming. Having a plus 30 signature item on a mythic Lucretia, the RNG to get it to work, it's just like the Thorn Cheese. If you set the Thorn Cheese and let it ran for a day, the RNG would work eventually that you would get through a lot of content. What heroes are best for the Lucretia 5 pull? Honestly, you need Iran, of course. You need Skarath, of course. Those are 2 of the 5. So add in Thorin, that's 3. A lot of other players either on there, you can add in Lorzen. Lorzen does the linking, of course, a lot more damage. A lot of people do Leica in that combination, Ponder the World, because Leica, again, just like this, Leica has a really big armor debuff, which of course Lucretia is going to burn through enemies because of that armor debuff. Now we said after a little bit we'd swap out Leica, we'd actually add Ezizh in here. I don't know if doing it with the call or just letting him, let's try just adding him in and then seeing where we go. We could drop another call on him, but again, we don't want the call to continue to just kind of swap between it, but we'll let it try a little bit. Do you think they'll make Awakened Dimensionals? They said no. So that was kind of from the start, Peter. They said they would not do the Awakened Dimensional heroes, which honestly, with the methodology that you get those dimensional heroes, I feel like it might not be right because you get them completely built. So essentially you'd have to build and buy the dimensional heroes, which I don't know if that's going to be viable. I think that's the reason why they're not doing it, is kind of the viability with the dimensional heroes being awakened. I think they're not going to bring them out. essentially. I used the former formation with Dur's Call, but instead of Leica, use Pippa in the center. I believe we already used Pippa. Let me see. Because I believe Pippa we already used. And again, guys, there's a lot of different ways to work this. Boom! There we go, YouTuber clips. When to do the recommended formation was going to change it up. And that did it for our stage. So here, guys, look at rows. So a lot of players say, building rows to the 3 of 9 furniture, yes, it works. 9 of 9 allows her to do a considerable amount of damage, even more than Mahira there. 384 million damage on that comp. Lucretia, guys, this is the reason why we build out Lucretia. A lot of players have asked, how far is it to build Lucretia? We've gotten a lot. Lucretia, guys, right there. The higher that you build her, the stronger she's going to be, the easier the stages are going to become. Even getting her there to the 3 stars, plus 60 engraving, 3.62 billion damage. Just like that, guys, billion damage, which is absolutely insane. Ainz, of course, 2.45 billion. This combination, pretty unique, but I do like the Brutus combination. Most players would run Albedo with this formation. But again, we're utilizing formations that we know have worked. That is why I kind of set everything in here. So we knew the teams and we know what we were getting into before we started. All Negrez, again, if you allow Oden to cast without being disturbed, without being interrupted, 1.1 billion damage. Then, of course, Grez, guys, 850 million damage. Look at that, 111 million healed. He does get a pretty big heal when they kill one of his minions. Minions, of course, are a big distraction in there. Yeah, the old Ezizh got it done just like that. Finally, with the Thorn Cheese, guys, look at that, 2.23 billion damage. That is right, guys. It's kind of crazy, but 2.23 billion damage, which brings us the completion of 40-24. That is how long it takes to get through these stages, guys. It is kind of crazy. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to continue pushing these towers. I've actually made a significant amount of progression, guys. We are at 467 Brutal Citadel. I've actually been pushing the Infernal Fortress. This is the one that I've been pushing today for Stargazer cards. Guys, not only do we get Stargazer cards, we also do get our time emblems out of the campaign quest, which is awesome to continue to build. But when you start getting into 2 teams, it becomes increasingly difficult to get through here, and it becomes super time consuming. All of these are at 2 teams as of right now, but we have a lot of room. Guys, we do have a lot of room to make progression in here. I don't push these towers probably half as much as I have, but now that we have gotten this actually auto battle, super easy to push through here. So once you get into, I believe, chapter 36, guys, this is a place to go ahead and turn on the auto battle and just let the teams run. Let the teams run, see how it does, work on different formations, work on different comps. Guys, Scarlett does an incredible amount of damage in here. But even outside of Scarlett is running heroes in here. Scarlett, of course, really big, but running other heroes like Morrow, I definitely need to get Morrow built up in here. Morrow, super strong with the crowd control aspect. Even in here, again, we're going to have to work on the team comps to continue going through here because we get Emblems of Light. This is red chest that I don't have to use. Guys, between the cards and between the emblems, it is the way to get the Stargazer cards. It is the way to get the faction-specific emblems. Again, here we get cards. You get a ton of cards. That is how I got 90 cards. I believe it is 450, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is 450 that the double teams start in the faction towers. I believe it's 450. I think it is 350 for the Celestials and the towers. Yep, I think it's 451 for the towers. And then the Infernal Fortress and Celestial Sanctum, I believe that is 350. It starts with the double floors. But again, one big thing in here, guys, is finally having Ezizh. So building him up, guys, giving him that plus 30 signature item. Absolutely required in here, guys. most of the Celestial heroes that you see don't do much damage. There isn't very many damage dealing heroes, especially because I do not have this Awakened Taylene. I need to build her because of the damage that I have in here. I am pretty stuck with the heroes. That's why it's been kind of a struggle getting through here and picking up all of those emblems of divinity. Is when you get into here, I'm not doing enough damage to kill out these heroes. And even when you look, most of these teams, I mean, they're on level, what, 615 right here? So 615 plus, we're on 520, I believe 527, 528, 529. So we're about 100 levels behind them, which makes it very difficult. Is Skarath's signature item worth it? When you first get Skarath, there is no reason to build a signature item. But as you do progress, Skarath, you will build that signature item. Because one, when he's used within the Twisted Realm, Dark Namora comp, he is a very high damage dealer. There's a point you're going to want to build it just because it does give him some more dodge. It gives him a little bit more damage. And even before he dies out in a campaign, doing more damage is always good. It is good. There will be a point again. You want to build him out. I use him every single time we do Dark Namora. He does a couple billion damage, which is awesome to see. But you do have to have him built out with the signature item. For Awakened Dimensionals, they should allow them to be linked with really awakened heroes. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to see. But guys, that'll do it for another boss stage and a couple campaign stages. Got really lucky with our summons. Actually got Mortis built out, which is awesome. Got him built all the way up to Ascended, which means we can add some furniture on him, increasing survivability. Then, of course, we got Zaphriel, up to that plus 30 signature item, going to be able to run him within the campaign or run him within the towers, which I love. Also built out Fane. We got Fane all the way built up. Also got Scarlett maxed out. So a lot of really solid progression in here, getting her to 5 stars, guys. Tier 4 gear. She is the one that I love with the Tier 4 gear. Unfortunately, we didn't pull any copies of Ezizh. So every day I'm going to continue pulling my cards, guys. We get 2 per day out of here as we continue to build out Ezizh. So again, that'll do it for today's stream, guys. We usually run about an hour. Big shout out to the Mystical Samurai and Eldron as 2 brand new members. If you have not subscribed to the channel, guys, go ahead and sub to the channel. We are, I believe, 33,100. We're well over 33,000 already, which is absolutely crazy. Make sure you hop in here. Make sure you do all of your events, all of your trials for Alero. You're pushing the Misty Valley because that gives you an incredible amount of loot. Big shout out again to all of the viewers and the subscribers. It is absolutely crazy with how much this channel has grown, guys. 33,000 people. And if you haven't seen, I actually started up a channel on TikTok. We're doing shorts over there. So the shorts that I'm doing on YouTube, I am putting over on TikTok. Already got a lot of views. A couple of the videos got 500 plus views already, which is absolutely crazy. But it's very easy for the content to go over there as well, so we can get more exposure for AFK Arena. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me. And as always, thank you guys for watching.